validation, now I validate myself. Building inner strength, putting doubt up on the shelf. No more unnecessary drama, no more wasted time. Climbing higher constantly, making my own climb. Standing on higher ground, where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds. Raising the bar, breaking ground. My network is my net worth. Choose your company wise. Surround yourself with eagles, not with sheep in disguise. Every interaction is a reflection of my brand. Quality over quantity, that's my personal command. Standing on higher ground, where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds. Raising the bar, breaking ground. Whoa. I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision. Cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield. To mediocrity and chaos, I will never yield. I'm manifesting my vision, cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield. To mediocrity and chaos, I will never yield. Standing on higher ground, where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds. Raising the bar, breaking ground. I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision. Cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield. To mediocrity and chaos, I will never yield.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to This and That. I'm your host, Xander, where we're talking about this, that, and everything in between. We got us a very interesting Tuesday today. Special shout out to Usman and Nico and Max Opposer, Joe, his dad, Mr. Pibbs, quite a few other people on the show. Special shout out to a few dozen countries around the world. If you guys want to dive onto the show, you got that link at the top of the comment section. You can click that link, approve the mic, approve the camera, and it'll bring you onto the show in real time. You got to be over the age of 18. Keep your comments appropriate, reasonably. Keep your apparel hopefully appropriate reasonably. Look at that. I got somebody telling me something ridiculous in the messages already. So it's going to be an interesting day. Now, today we're supposed to be talking about crypto tokens, and they're going to be taken off over the years, and we're going to be dealing with new investment standards. So today we're going to be talking about crypto, and I'm going to do a little bit of talk about ETFs, but a lot of stuff about digital currency and the direction that it's headed with all of the changes that's happened in the last month and some of the stuff that's happened in the last 2 weeks. So, which is inside of the last month. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. Make sure that you guys take the time to join the membership. For those of you that are looking at us from Twitch, special shout out to Twitch. you guys can hit the follow button. The rest of you guys that are watching us from Twitter, special shout out to those of you that are watching us on Twitter. You also can hit the follow button, and then make sure if you guys got a comment, you can throw it into the comment section. And long as those comments are reasonably appropriate and I got the ability to keep up with you guys, I will be throwing your comments up on the screen. And that way, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, you guys will all be able to see what each other's got to say in the comment section, because you'll see it in the top section of the screen there. And that way, so right there, you'll see the comments coming up from the people that jump in. As you guys start pouring in, remember that we are live 7 nights a week. We start at about 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock California time, 4 a.m. Green Minutes time, 4 a.m. Universal Standard Time. That covers pretty much everyone else around the world, as we are being enjoyed by everyone around the world. We're going to be talking about business and finance, money-making opportunities, investment, stocks, bonds, stuff to that effect, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, social improvement, social interactions, relationship complications, social inequalities, and everything else that could help you become a better decision maker as you move forward in your personal life, which will make room for you to make better decisions in your business life, which will make room for you to make more money in your business life, where you will be able to have more money in your personal life so that you can live a better life overall. The aim of this podcast is to allow men to become higher value men. If you're not already a higher value man, you could be a self-proclaimed higher value man, but you are about as valuable as the society depends on you, really. And therefore, I'm going to aid you guys with finding ways to improve your ability to be successful so that your value will be even higher than what it once was. So as awesome as you are when you come to the podcast initially, you will be just that much better by the time you finish with us, especially if you guys subscribe, join a membership, and tiptoe around the campfire with us on a regular basis. You'll be able to see a lot of the things that I do, as well as a lot of the things that everybody else is doing. And we'll be able to invest and grow together. By the end of it all, by the end of this 4-year term, some of us that are on this channel should be millionaires. If you're not already in that direction, you should be in that direction by the time it's over. You know, I know myself, I'm aiming for a 5-year plan. I was trying to be, my homeboy was talking about trying to be a millionaire by 2025. And I was looking at him like wishful thinking. But realistically speaking, I was like, yeah, first 2 years, expansion. Second 2 years, growth, which is different because expansion is going outward. Growth is going up. Year 5, picking off the rewards. So first 2 years of the business, the first 2 years that you're doing the business, you're just putting all of your profits back into the business. Second, and you're doing that for one or two reasons. You're doing that to expand outward so that you can build a better brand, get a larger market. Then you want to grow by getting a group of individuals in there. Special shout out to Rooter Us. What's up, buddy? I just remembered that you had challenged me to a chess game. See, this is why I set 3 days. I'm going to get in there today and I'm going to push a button. I'm going to get in there today and I'm going to push a button. You're going to see it. After the show, though, that'll be the first thing I do is make my move on that chess match. And then I got a couple other things to do because I know that at 7 a.m. I have some Asian clients that I have to deal with. So between now and 7 a.m., you guys got my undivided attention. So we've got about 115 pages worth of research that I got because we're talking about everything that's got everything to do with cryptocurrency, the advancements and improvements of cryptocurrency, some potential trading options for cryptocurrency, and some companies that are accepting cryptocurrency as payouts. So in light of changes in information over the past 60 to 90 days, anything that used to be a thing that's not a thing now, I'll make corrections for it. Anything that never was a thing, I will make corrections on that as well. And I will definitely give you guys insight and information on some of the things that you guys may not have known existed. Rudera says, nice. I was like, where's my other rook and knight? Oh, that's because it is balancing the odds. So I'm guessing because you're better than I am, they took your rook and knight away and left you at a disadvantage to balance the playing field. That's one of the ways to have people with different ranks be able to play on the match together, because usually if they're that far out of rank, it's hard for, because the chess.com has fair play rankings. And as a result, if your skill level is too high, it's less likely for you to play against somebody that is substantially lower than you are. And I know that you're in the 2000s, and I know that I'm right around the 1000s. So when you and I play in the match, it's hard for, I think I can go like a couple hundred up, 300 to 500 up, but I can't do it that much higher than that. But the other thing that I found on there, he said, this is so funny now. They can balance that way. Yeah, they can balance that way. They also have other ways to play instead of the standard. I know that you're used to seeing the flat blitz with the 1 minute time, the 3 minute times, the 5 minute times, 10-minute times. You know, they got the speed chess, but they have another one that allows you to return a player back to the field. And that one was pretty funny because I was freaking out my homeboy for a while, because I change up the rules a little bit every now and again just to keep him on his toes, because he's a poor sport. So if I keep it exciting where he doesn't know what's going on, everybody can have fun. But he becomes a real sourpuss once he knows what's going on, because he's really determined to win. So it was like zombie chess, because every time he would take one of my pieces, I would take one of my pieces and put it back on the board. So he was getting mad because he's like, I killed that piece like 3 times. I had like 4 rooks, 5 queens. I was just like Suicide Express. And you said, once I was playing with a 200 guy friend, I had only a pawn. Ooh, that sucks. Oh, I played chess one time and it had the nuke one. If you attack a player, it destroys the player and the 4 squares around it. So, or the 9 squares around it, actually. So what happens is that if you play the game right, you can go in, allow him to take your piece, and he'll destroy all of his players on his side of the board. So then you can just move in and destroy something that will end up taking his king, and you'll it's a higher strategy game. So that one was pretty good. It's called Nuclear. So there's a lot of things up there that's pretty cool. And I switched it up on him with that one too, because he didn't know that I set the game that way. And he was like, what's going on? Like, he took one of my pieces and 5 of his pieces disappeared because they were all crowded around each other. And I just went in there and like all of his pieces disappeared. Then when we did it again, like some more of his pieces disappeared. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, that's cheating. I'm like, nah, that's the rules, bro. This is a computer. I can't cheat on a computer. That's the rules of the game. You should have read the rules before the game started. You just hit select. And we were doing it live on the podcast. After I mashed him up a couple times, that's when I got back up to 1,000, because I was at 800. And he was at 1,400. But by the time I finished with him, I was at 1,000 and he was at 950. I was like, hey, well, I'm going to retire. Maintain my 1,000. So back to this crypto thing, y'all. We got so we do this stuff all the time. We got all kind of stuff that's going on around here. Rudera says we can also get in some really interesting variants like Crazy Horse. Oh, they have a tournament mode and some other stuff. No, actually, I do not have an active Discord. I used to have a Discord, and if I remember how to log into it, I will send it to you. But, you know, the last time I had a Discord, I was able to play video games and not have stuff to do. So, and when this was back when Facebook was popular, right after MySpace just phased out. So if you don't know about MySpace, that's how many 12 years ago that I had I have it downloaded on my phone. I just have to figure out how to log in because I have a specific gamer thing that I had. And I would really hate to start up a whole nother account somewhere else. But if I have to, I'll definitely send you a Discord so that we can go back and forward in the thing. I just haven't put forth the effort into it, so I actually don't have a Discord at this moment. I know I had a buddy throw me into a damn Telegram, and that was stupid, but I got it, and I got WhatsApp and WeChat. And I got WeChat because this Asian lady was talking to me, and Hong Kong can't talk to US through the regular phone line, so we had to download WeChat to talk. And I got Skype because, I'm old school. So before all this other technology came out, Skype was free. All you needed was functioning internet. So I have a lot of stuff. I don't have a lot of stuff set up and organized. That's all it is. But as soon as I figure out a way to get it set up, bro, I got you. I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna let you know. I ain't gonna leave you stuck out, man. If I don't do nothing else but make a Discord for the podcast and then send you a link from there, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. Z is here. Special shout out to Z. Z is in the house. Z says, I think I prefer precious metals versus Bitcoin. I have not done a show about precious metals yet, so I'm glad you mentioned it. It's on my to-do list now. In all seriousness, because I have mentioned gold and I have mentioned silver, but there is also platinum. There is a lot of other precious metals that can be invested in, and a lot of us don't actually talk about. And I know that there are some countries like Dubai that invest in platinum over gold, and I don't know why. So I'm going to go find out. Since you mentioned it, I'm like, that's a show. That's a whole topic of discussion. That's what I do. So whenever y'all drop something in the comments and y'all like, hey, what's up with this on the left? I'm going to the left with you to go find out. This show is the only show where you can get a brother to go investigate some weird stuff that ain't nobody else looked into without a working flashlight and it not end up like a horror movie. This is the only place. Bitcoin versus precious metals. Yeah. Bitcoin versus precious metals. Well, okay. So Bitcoin right now is blowing up. We're about to get into it. But precious metals have always been around. So precious metals have been around longer than the United States have existed. But Bitcoin has only been around since like 2009. And the other cryptocurrencies that came out after Bitcoin came out after 2009, which is why Bitcoin is one of the most profitable and dominating coins in the market, not because it's quote unquote better. It's just older. It was the first blockchain ever created. Now, monopoly clause in the United States can't just have one, so other people started making some, and then they just started passing values back and forth. Once you figure out how to trade the correct currencies together, that's when you'll be able to start making some profits. Because when a lot of people trade Bitcoin against Ethereum, and when one goes up, the other one usually goes down, and then it goes back up and the other one goes back down. And that's usually a good way to trade, because while you're selling Bitcoin low, somebody else is buying. You're probably selling Bitcoin high. It's a smart move, right? Somebody else is buying the Bitcoin because it's available. The Ethereum is low. They're buying the Bitcoin. That's a bad move because it's high. Then when the Bitcoin goes down and the Ethereum goes up, then you're going to be selling the ethereum. Somebody's going to buy the ethereum with the Bitcoin while the Bitcoin's on its way down, and you're going to catch it where you made a profit here and you made another profit here, and that's now you're making profits in both directions. That's micro trading, and you can get that done with Pionex with the trade bots if you set it up correctly. They also have an automated thing where you can just put it up there and just set up a grid and just let it do its thing, and it'll work. I have not done my recent research on the success rate, but it was putting out about 800% returns over an annual basis, but it was doing definitely an 80% return in the short term. So if you put up 1,000, depending on your trading strategy, you could likely draw back like $800 off of your 1,000 and walk away with 1,800 if you're doing it right. In the rise and the falls of the market, especially if you're shaving off the interest earned off of the investments before the market tanks. That'll give you even more on the back end, which you can reinvest into the grid. So that helps you out as well. Now, we ain't talking about trading platforms today. We talking about cryptocurrency. So Quark from DS9 loves platinum. Who is Quark and who is DS9? Because we're going to be looking into, like I told you, we're going to have to look into some precious metals. But you asked me yesterday, so make sure that you join me in this wonderful world of crypto, and we're going to see if we can turn a small investment into a significant gain while navigating the new investment standards. So check this out, because oh, that's cute. It shrunk. It's only 84 pages now. I did a lot of research, y'all. 84 pages is like 2 hours worth of talking. So we're going to be here for like 3 hours, maybe 4. Well, I will be here. I know a lot of y'all are going to be like, man, fuck this. I got shit to do. But Ferengi Deep Space Nine. I remember Deep Space Nine. Oh, that was your boy with the he was the one that like he liked when the Klingon used to rub his earlobe and stuff. He was the little freaky one. I now I know who you're talking about. Because see, when I think about Deep Space Nine, the first thing I think about was all of the hot chicks, because I didn't watch Star Trek for Star Trek. I watched Star Trek for like the Doctor. I watched Star Trek for Deanna Troi. Deep Space Nine. I like the when the Doctor was young. I used to watch all of the Andromeda, especially the android, the female android, because back then like nobody wore spandex all the time. Now you can't find a woman not wearing spandex. So when they was wearing spandex on a regular, I was like, whoo. But I was also like 12, 13, 14. So, Baywatch had just went off the air. So we didn't have that anymore. So that put us straight into Star Trek with all the girls with the tight clothes. Because, I mean, how often are you going to catch Mystique and catch that fan favorite shot? It just doesn't happen that often. And, I mean, there's only so many Mystiques that do it well. Mr. Saladite here for round 14. He's back again, y'all. He slid in right at the moment we're about to start talking about money. He's got that Trump ready. Oh, look, this is the normal time that we usually start when we're not at daylight savings time. So he was like, I wonder if he's going to be ready 30 minutes late. I'm going to check and see. Cryptocurrency has been gaining traction as a new investment standard, and it's easy to see why. With more and more investors jumping on the bandwagon, it's clear that this digital asset class is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's crazy. Z said, I just think it's funny that didn't have money, but they traded for precious metals. Oh, well, you got to understand that Star Trek was communism. Don't nobody believe that, but it is true. Everybody had a purpose in the society. Everybody got up every day and fulfilled their purpose until they were not physically capable to do so. They had reasonable quantity of time they were supposed to put in effort. They got whatever they needed for free. Everybody had the same outfit, so they did not have the need to buy exclusive. They had their own personal space, but they only had bare necessities in their personal space, a place to sleep, a couple things to entertain them, nothing too fancy. Everybody ate for free because the replicator, it was communism. Everybody had a united goal, which was protect civilization from other civilizations. So the enemy of my enemy became my friend. So the fact is that it was from 1974 the true definition of communism. No matter how much or how little you work, we all share the resources together. I ain't got to mess over you. Notice, nobody ever got fired from their job. Nobody ever quit their job. Nobody ever got a paycheck on their job. Everybody had the same access to the same stuff. You had a small quarters for a single individual. You had larger quarters for the captain, and you had a larger quarters for the families. But everybody else had the same damn room. And the only difference between the crew and the guests is that the guests didn't have to work on the ship. He said, whoa, just blew my mind. It is what it is. You got to think about back when James Bond had the watch that you could make phone calls from and all this other stuff. Now we got all that stuff. They had the communist model back then. We're heading in that direction. It's going to be that way because we're going to end up with a unified currency, and it's going to be a unified digital currency. And then after we have the unified digital currency, they're going to disband currency, because before currency, there was regular trade. I'll give you something that you need if you give me something that I need. It turned into the value of what you want is worth X number to me, and the value of what I want is worth X number to you. And then we started trading. Then somebody decided to throw a piece of paper into the mix and say that this piece of paper is valued at so many chickens, so many cows, X, Y, and Z. And that's where currency comes from. Now, eventually we're going to run out of paper. We're going to run out of trees. We're going to run out of the ability to produce. We're going to switch to digital. Digital is going to phase out after a while because, I mean, once we start, look at it this way before we start getting into the cryptocurrency thing. Once we start replacing manual labor work with machines, most people are not going to do physical labor. Once we replace law enforcement with machines, most people are not going to have to deal with unruly officers, but they're also not going to have the mercy of humanity to make decisions on law. Once they go from police departments to get rid of the corruption, they're going to have machines in government. Once the machines are in the government, we're going to be under the authority of machines. At that point, you're only going to have two jobs: fix the machines or fix the software on the machines. That's it. Because the machines are going to do everything else. Now, if we create a spaceship and we start leaving the planet before that, it don't matter. It don't matter. You're billionaire on Earth, but you're just another person on the ship, because currency don't matter in space. Currency shouldn't matter on Earth, but while it does, we're about to start talking about making this digital money. So when traditional investors think of cryptocurrency, they often think of it as a high risk, high reward gamble. They're skeptical about its legitimacy and wary of its volatility. Usman was talking to me about this a couple days ago, maybe yesterday, matter of fact. I think, Monday. We were talking about that. They've been conditioned to think that investing is all about stocks and bonds, and the idea of putting their hard-earned cash into something as intangible as cryptocurrency just doesn't compute. You also got to understand that even day traders from back in the day, this just came out in 2009, and I say just came out in 2009 like it wasn't that long ago. The fact is that the popularity, it took 15 years for it to become something important, 16 years technically for it to become something important. But it is becoming something important. For the last 16 years, everybody relied on the stuff that we're used to, which is the companies that are bought and sold and traded on the public market, on NASDAQ and other such. We do not pay attention to the idea that there is another way. And that's why when Z mentioned the precious metals, I was like, shit, we need to do a whole show about precious metals. I got to see which week we're going to do it, because I got this one guy, I crossed his path on TikTok. Special shout out to TikTok. I crossed his path on TikTok and I invited him to the show. I'm trying to see if I can get him in on Tuesday. We typically talk about what crazy things that are happening in the government on Mondays that's going to negatively impact our money. Then we talk about ways to invest on Tuesday. Then we talk about another country to invest in on Wednesday. And that kind of gives us a steady theme of ways where we can make money different ways. And I do believe that one week I need to revisit the side hustle or supplemental income idea, because not a lot of people have enough money off of their first job, and we need to start looking at other ways to supplement our income that doesn't require a lot of physical attention. So I'm going to be talking about that one day this month, hopefully this month, maybe next month, but I'm going to get it in there. So I was thinking, I was like, dang, I want to get this dude onto the show, but I already got this week set up all the way through Wednesday. So, well, technically Thursday. So, and Thursday through Sunday, we start talking about ways to change our mentality, improve our decision-making processes and stuff like that. So, and then Sunday, it's whatever, because the fans got questions and comments. I review questions and comments from the fans. And, you know, that usually depends on the random topics we talk about, might lead to 3 to 5 more days worth of shows. Because if somebody asks me a question like Z did today, I'm like, that might be a show. So I said, well, I'm going to try to fit him in on next week, Tuesday, because Monday's already taken and Sunday's already taken. So let me see what he's going to say. He hasn't responded to me yet, but we did have a good collab at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So, but he does little like 1 to 3 minute shorts. He'll talk about 3 to 5 different dividend paying stocks. I only brought you the highest paying cash dividend stocks that would pay you monthly. That's not the only ones that are out there. But for those of you that are trying to put your money up in February and get some money back in March, I wanted to tell you that there are ways that you could take your last paycheck that you was about to go to the strip club with and put that money into an investment last month where it would pay you money by the end of this month. Because if you see the fruits of your labor right now in the immediate, you would have more encouragement to invest and reinvest. And if you have a catalyst that will continue to issue you cash back on your investment, where you don't have to take the principal out, you have more of an opportunity to use the dividends dispersed to you to pay for your emergencies, where your principal of your stock stays there. So the difference is that you might not reinvest that share that month. You might pay some bills with that dividend disbursement that month, but the principal is still there. So your ability to plateau until you can do better still gives you some type of supplementary income that doesn't require your time or your effort to make that money. So that's why I did the direction that I went. But he's got a lot of shorts on TikTok where I think the guy's Brandon Johnson, if I remember correctly, or Johnson Bradley, something to that effect. So I'm gonna be trying to get him onto the show, because it's nothing like seeing an educated man know what he's talking about when it comes to money. He's not the only man, but he was the first one I reached out to. So since I'm serious about trying to get him up here, I'm gonna see what company / brokerage do you recommend for stocks and bonds? Well, with all of the fintech out there, there are a lot of apps that you can download that also has AI software, fintech AI software that aids you with your ability to invest. So you only need a brokerage or a company when you have high quantities of capital that you want somebody to manage for you. I have not gotten that far for the best brokerages or companies that you can put your money in where they will invest your money for you, because that's what a brokerage does. They're going to take money from you. They're going to spend it on your behalf and give you back returns. There are other brokers that sell stocks and shares and stuff, and there are brokers that work on the transactions like real estate brokers, where they collect the information from one person, collect the money from the other, and when everything is correct, they pass the information to the other party so that there is a mediator to make sure that neither side gets screwed. But when you're talking about an investment broker, you're talking about a person where you're going to give that person your money. That person is going to take your money, put it somewhere for a fee, watch it, move it around for a fee. They might call you and get your approval for large transactions, but for the most part, they're going to be operating your money on your behalf. They're going to get a percentage of your success, and you're going to get the rest. Now, I haven't, like I said, looked into those companies to see which ones are the best ones to get, but because you asked, that's going to be another show to talk about. So now I got two shows to cover. And if there isn't a lot of information on precious metals, I'll do like the first half of the show talking about precious metals, and the second half of the show talking about brokerage companies that you can use to invest your money. Because there's a difference between investing in the company and giving them money to invest on your behalf. That's two different things. And a brokerage company is going to be one of those third-party investment opportunities where you cannot directly invest in the investment option. You have to give it to the third person, because the third person has direct access to that option. So you have to look at which companies. But I can say off the top of my head, now that I'm thinking about it, that if you can find some brokerages that are promoting solar shares or solar stocks, go get them. Go get them, because there's going to be more interest coming back off of those than the amount of money you have to invest. Solar is on a rise right now, specifically because Donald Trump said so. So solar is going to be on a rise. Cryptocurrency is going to be on a rise. If you're dealing with bonds, the safe bonds or government bonds, the government debt, the high risk bonds are going to be moderate to high risk businesses, where if you invest in the business debt, then the business will give you higher interest back. And I can find out which companies have good values for bonds, good payouts for bonds, assuming that they have public record related to that. And then also talk about which brokerages that would aid you with investing in some stocks. But back to today, we're going to be digging back in, because many have been burned by the dramatic price swings and they hesitate to get back into the game. My own boy dove in one time. He didn't have enough money. He did not have enough money to do something else. So he pulled out of his investment early. And when he pulled out of his investment early, that put him in a compromising position. And that caused him to lose 6% of the total quantity of capital that was on his investment portfolio. So that sucked. It wasn't a lot of money. He put up like $250. He left it there for 6 months. He was supposed to leave it there for no less than 12. He pulled it out. They gave him back $135. Yes, sir. I'm gonna say it again. He put up $250, and when he took it back, they gave him $135. I was like, holy shit! I thought it was supposed to be 6%. You got penalties for early termination of contract. And that's why I started with dividend distributing shares, because if you don't need the money for 30 days, it'll give you a percentage of money back. So if in the event that you can balance your budget to not need that money, then you could put that money away. And that's why I started with cash stocks. So hopefully Bradley or John Joseph, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but hopefully he gets back to me and we collaborate as to what kind of topics we're going to run, this, that, and the third, and kind of see what's going on. And if everything works out, I will have him in here next week, Tuesday, and we will be running through a lot of cash stocks, and we'll be talking about what their strike price is right now, what their dividend payouts are. He's going to be a little bit different from me because he quickly tells you about the stock. He tells you about the tick name so that you can identify it, you can find it. Then he tells you about the percentage, and then he moves on to another one. When I give it to you, I'm giving you the name of the stock. I'm giving you the distribution level. I'm giving you the amount of return. I'm giving you the frequency of dividend payout. I'm giving you the annual year to year. I'm showing you the P&E. I'm giving you a whole lot more stuff so that you can start looking at this and be like, oh, that makes sense. And the more I teach you guys, the more I learn. And the more I learn, the more I can teach you guys. So not only am I giving you guys good investment advice, I'm taking my own advice. Now, as a result, many traditional investors are missing out on the potential for massive gains. They're stuck in their ways, clinging to the old guard of investments and refusing to adapt to the changing landscapes. But the truth is that crypto is not going away, and it's time to start taking it seriously. The biggest challenge for traditional investors is understanding the underlying technology behind cryptocurrency. It's not just about buying and selling coins. It's about grasping the concept of blockchain, decentralized ledgers, and cryptographs, which I didn't do a lot of research on. I just did a lot of research on the value of the coins. So there's a whole lot more for us to learn for a follow-up show, but one that's well worth the effort. So it's a steep learning curve. And like I said, I'm going to learn it. We're going to learn it together. We're going to do some follow-up shows on it because this knowledge is something that is definitely worth the effort. Now, moving forward, it's essential to recognize the benefits that cryptocurrency has to offer. One of the most significant advantages is decentralization. Without any central authority controlling the flow of money, transactions are faster, cheaper, and more secure. Special shout out to Max the Poser. Back again. Good to see you, brother. Special shout out to Joe, Max's dad. Waiting on Fireball shape in. Now, you should not need knee surgery. You should have knee pads, Max. Another benefit is the potential for high returns. Now, cryptocurrency has consistently outperformed traditional assets, clearly, because it went from, what was it, $60,000 right before Trump got into office and spiked up to almost $120,000, and then it went all the way back down to $80,000. We're going to be talking about that in a moment. So it wasn't 120, it was 109. Don't have me misspeak on the situation. And its volatility can be a blessing in disguise for those who know how to navigate it. And let's not forget about accessibility. With cryptocurrency, anyone with an internet connection can participate in the global economy. Now, the downside is about that is that since most people who are participating in the global economy has no knowledge, the problem is with that lack of knowledge, they're going to take that loss that we just talked about. You got knee surgery because you lost the cartilage in your knee. Well, I know that if you work out too much on leg day, you can always pull your quad, and then you're going to get knee surgery to sew your quadricep together. So you got to be careful with that. But you should definitely stay off of your knees. No man belongs on his knees. Everybody was sitting over there waiting on me to say that's where the women belong, but we're not going to say that. We're not going to say that. Decentralization means that anyone can participate regardless of their geopolitical or geographical location or financial status. So all three, none of that applies. It's a level playing field. Not really. It's almost like if you've ever played an MMORPG and you've got skills, and then this jackass comes out of nowhere coining on the game, and they come and troll you because they just put $250 to win this match, but had they not paid $250 to win this match, you would have beat them. It's something like that. So when you get into the stock market, it's like if you was playing poker with a jackass that ain't got no skills, and he's got 10 times more than you do on the table. So he goes all in every hand because that forces you to go all in every hand. And by you folding on the pot, he wins the pot every hand because he forces everybody to give up their initial investment. It's some shit like that. That's kind of how the playing field is. But it can be kind of level because everyone has an equal opportunity to succeed, and the potential for high returns is undeniable. Everyone also has the opportunity to fail, to pay attention to the trade, and then fail because they were trying to pay attention to the wrong person at the gas station, or trying to get that extra phone number, trying to get that Insta, and they Insta lost some money. So it is what it is. We've seen coins skyrocket in value, making overnight millionaires out of ordinary people. And with the world becoming increasingly digital, the accessibility of cryptocurrency is a game changer. The crypto industry is experiencing a new era of regulatory clarity, particularly in the United States. January 2025, President Trump signed an executive order creating a cryptocurrency working group to draft new regulations and explore the sector's potential. This move, along with appointment of crypto experience leaders to key regulatory positions, signals a shift towards a more balanced approach that prioritizes clear regulations while fostering innovation. Don't worry, y'all. We're going to be talking about money real soon. Major financial institutions are increasingly allocating portions of their portfolios to cryptocurrency. So BlackRock, which you can invest in, Fidelity, which you can invest in, Morgan Stanley, which you can also invest in, have amended their fund prospectures to allow for crypto exposure, typically ranging from 1 to 3%, with some portfolios allowing up to 25% allocation. Pension funds are also beginning to consider crypto investments, with some U.S. state pension funds already investing in Bitcoin ETFs. The Financial Accounting Standards Board issued ASU 2023-08 in December of 2023, establishing the first ever set of official accounting rules for cryptocurrency under general accepted accounting principles. This standard requires companies to measure cryptocurrency at its current fair market value and report it directly in net income, providing a more accurate representation of crypto assets values. The launch of Bitcoin ETFs has been a game changer for institution investors. So inflows into these ETFs have been substantial, with over 110 billion in assets across Bitcoin ETFs as of early 2025. Ethereum's ETFs are also gaining transactions, and there is anticipation for the launch of crypto index ETFs in the near future. So we got to keep our eyes out for that, because just like the index 500s, when crypto becomes one of the index level currencies, we're going to see massive investment opportunities with massive growth. So if you're already in before that happens, once that happens, everybody else that's following your lead is going to be investing in the value of your stock. So some governments are exploring the integration of cryptocurrency into their financial systems. For example, Texas recently introduced legislation aimed to establish a $250 million Bitcoin reserve following the passage of an initial bill. Now, that might make sense because if they go to Fort Knox and the only thing in there is cryptocurrency, at least they can say that the 84 tons of gold that's supposed to be at Fort Knox is still accessible. But, you know, whenever they tiptoe over there to Fort Knox and see that's the cleanest room in America because ain't shit in there but the lights, you'll be like, damn, they robbed us. They robbed us. Now, this trend of governmental adoption could further legitimize cryptocurrencies as a standard asset class. As these developments continue to unfold in 2025, this is shaping up to be a pivotal year for cryptocurrency adoption. So you might want to make sure that you put your money where the crypto is. Now, the combination of regulatory clarity, institutional acceptance, improved accounting standards, and expanding market infrastructure is creating a favorable environment for cryptocurrency to become a standard component of investment portfolios. Now, February saw a significant sell-off in the crypto market. This is the moment where I tell you guys, I told you so. The rich dump their money into an investment opportunity at the last bit of quarter 4. Right after they get all their money associated together and get rid of their taxes and everything and disassociate themselves with the end of the their financial fiscal year, first thing they do is start pulling money out. Usually January, February, March, towards the end of March, by the beginning of quarter 2, you will start seeing the lower variations of the stock market. Now, we can blame it on Easter. We can blame it on Mardi Gras. We can blame it on Easter and Mardi Gras, Valentine's Day, Easter, and Mardi Gras. You can blame it on Mother's Day coming up soon. You can blame it on the Super Bowl. You can blame it on WrestleMania. When rich people need money, they sell off their stock and they go get their money. Then while the market is low, they buy back in and they get their money back. Now, your Ethereum, ETH, currently trading at $1,915.68 is down 0.33% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum has seen a substantial drop from its year high of $4,106.96. Now, Bitcoin is trading at $83,130.46. You guys remember a time when it was $4,000 and $5,000. Yeah, I remember when it was $20,000 in 2023. Now it is 4 times higher at almost the exact same time of the year. But it is considered up 0.27% in the last 24 hours. Despite the recent uptick, Bitcoin is still well below its year high of $109,114.88. Trading at $2.53, XRP is considered a moderate risk, medium-term investment opportunity. It has shown strong performance in 2025 and is among the top performing cryptocurrencies year to date. At $144.27, Solana, SOLANA, the trade ticker is SOL, is a higher risk but potentially high reward long-term investment. It focuses on scalability and speed, makes it an attractive option for investors looking for alternatives to Ethereum. Currently in its pre-sale stage, Quebetics, Qubetix, Quebetics is got the tick of $TICS, is gaining attention for its innovative non-custodial multi-chain wallet. It's considered a high risk and medium to long-term investment with significant growth potential. Sonic, which is ironically the tick mark Sonic, SONIC, is a speed-driven layer 1 blockchain that is attracting interest from crypto whales and could be a high potential investment for March 2025. Now, a newcomer with a very high potential is SEI. Also, tick mark is SEI. Focuses on creating a scalable and secure blockchain for decentralized applications. Its recent mainnet launch and innovative approach to scalability make it a interesting option for investors. It's important to note that cryptocurrency markets remains highly volatile and risky. Investors should conduct thorough research, diversify their portfolios, and only invest what they can afford to lose. So don't put your rent money on this trade because you might not pay your rent. You're going to be like big timers now. We ain't got no job. You know what I mean? Can't pay my rent. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to be that. We ain't trying to be that. That used to be a bomb song when we was kids, but to live that kind of lifestyle make no sense. Now, we got some notable ETFs that launched in March of 2025, and I wanted to touch base on a few of those as we continue through because we're only on page 27. We got a lot of stuff to cover. STKD, which is 100% MSTR and 100% coin ETF, which has a tick of APED, launched on March 5th by Quantify Funds. This offers double exposure to micro strategy and Coinbase, leveraging the trend of return stacking. That's a good key skill to, one, know that lingo, and two, to know that investment opportunity. Now, targeted at investors seeking concentrated exposure to speculative areas like crypto and AI. Another one is Roundhill Weekly T-bill ETF, and its tick mark is WEEK, WEEK, launched on March 6th, provides exposure to U.S. Treasury bills with maturity of 0 to 3 months, offering weekly distributions. That's actually pretty good because you can use something like that and grab you a couple treasury bonds, and you can have a maturity of like 3 to 6 months. You can throw your money up there, leave it up there, and they start throwing you back some stuff on your treasury bonds. So when Z was asking me, what about some good bonds to pick up? There's one. That's an ETF, but it's a good one. Designed for investors seeking short-term fixed income opportunities. Now, there is Granite shares 2 times long. That's exactly what it's called. Mary Daily ETF, which is MRAL. Woo. These guys launched on March 8th. A leveraged ETF offering double daily exposure to Marathon Digital Holdings, which is known as MAR, and they are a major Bitcoin mining company. I personally always wanted to have the capabilities to mine Bitcoin on a mass scale. However, I hear that it costs a lot of money to mine Bitcoin. I also hear that there are only so many Bitcoins in existence and you would have to put a lot of effort into mining Bitcoin. But if I had my hands on the value of a full coin, I'm more than positive that I would always hold on to that. MC Trio Equity Buffered ETF is Trio, TRIO. They launched on March 7th, and a buffered equity ETF designed to mitigate downside risks while maintaining upside potential in equity markets. Yeah, the lower fade meme is not making as much money as you think it is. So you got to remember that Shane O'Neill, special shout out to Shane O'Neill, is or were you supposed to be trying to say Shaquille O'Neal? Shaquille O'Neal. A special shout out to Shane with his low taper fade. You're gonna that, which basically means that you got a bowl cut. It's a crew cut. Now he's going to ask me a very wild question. Would I rather watch a tree grow or a Negro? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. If I watch a tree grow, then I'm more than positive that my TV will still be there. So think about that. If I watch a tree grow, I'm more than positive my rims will still be there. So sitting on 20s, throw some D's on it. Think about that. Now, Macquarie National High Yield Municipal Bond ETF called H-Tax. There's a tax bond launched on March 6th, focused on high yield municipal bonds, catering to income-focused investors. Emerging trends in ETFs, allowing complex strategies for pretty seasoned investors. ETFs like APED are embracing complex strategies such as return stacking, providing leveraged exposure to high-profile stocks or securities. Now, your short-term fixed incomes contains products like WEEK, the ticker WEEK, that demonstrate growing interest in ultra short-term fixed income ETFs for liquidity management and cash alternatives. Leveraged and thematic ETFs allows for leveraged ETFs looking like MRAL, and thematic ETFs focusing on areas such as crypto and renewable energy continue to gain traction among investors looking for the targeted exposure. Now, these developments reflect the ongoing evaluation of the $15 trillion ETF market with a focus on innovative structures, niche strategies, and diversification across asset classes. Now, approximately 28% of American adults, about 65 million people, now own cryptocurrencies, nearly doubling since the end of 2021. Several large companies now accept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as payment. PayPal is like at the top of the list, allowing users to buy and sell and store cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and use them for payments at over 26 million merchants worldwide. Microsoft for Xbox and Skype services and Microsoft Store purchases accept Bitcoin to top up Microsoft accounts. AT&T for phone and internet bills has the first major U.S. mobile carrier to offer cryptocurrency payments through BitPay. Starbucks, one of the unions that was most recently formed, in addition to Amazon, allows indirect Bitcoin payments through the Backed app, which is BAKKT app, to top up Starbucks cards. Home Depot, specifically for tools, furniture, and appliances. So there are things that you can't get from Home Depot using crypto, but those things that I just mentioned using crypto uses Flexa's checkout system to accept Bitcoin payment. That's FLEXA, Flexa's checkout system. So, and these are companies. Now, think about this, guys. If these are companies that are opening their register for microtransactions, that means these are companies that are going to increase sales, presumably from the accessibility of more customers that have more money, because poor folk ain't showing it with Bitcoin. You got to have a little something on the side to be able to tap dance on that. Now, so reason why I mention that, you can invest in those companies and turn you over some profits. Whole Foods accept Bitcoin via the Spendit app, SPEDN app. Shopify enabled store owners to accept cryptocurrency. So if you're ever buying anything online, you want to talk to the seller to find out if they can set up your to make sure that they can set up your account, your Shopify account, to make sure that everything is set. Now, Overstock, which is another company that partners with Coinbase to accept Bitcoin for online orders, is a thing. AMC Theater, which I spend a lot of my time over there doing stuff, they're allowing for cryptocurrency for online and in-store purchases. Overstock also has it for other online orders outside of that with AMG. Burger King accepts cryptocurrencies in Venezuela, VENEZUELA, and Germany. Oh, Venezuela. Look at that. I said it wrong the first time. Venezuela. Shoosh. See, when you be doing a podcast all night, you be working all day, you never get no sleep. But these guys are doing it for online orders only, which means that I could probably order me some Burger King to get delivered and get dropped off, but it's late now. Burger King is closed. It'd probably be dropped off in the morning. But KFC has accepted Bitcoin for a limited time in Canada. Yeah, Canada ain't even accepting Canada right now with the way things is going. But Subway, some locations have accepted Bitcoin in the past, so that's going to be an improvement. Twitch accepts Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash for services. And Virgin Galactic allows Bitcoin payments for space travel. And Norway Air plans to offer crypto payment options, while Namecheap these platforms accept Bitcoin for domain and purchases. And Amazon is enabling the purchases of vouchers through Bytefill, BITRE Fill, which can be used on the platform. Now, 42 pages in. Whew. We're halfway, y'all. We're halfway. I did say this was going to take about 2 hours, 2.5 hours to talk about. Now, Tesla is currently accepting Dogecoin. Elon Musk is doing that so that he could promote the Dogecoin. Elon Musk was also talking about X money. We talked about that a while back, where he was going to be opening up Twitter X and instilling an X money location where you can essentially have an all-in-one banking opportunity on the Twitter platform, where podcasters such as myself would potentially be able to buy, sell, and trade through the Twitter app, which basically keeps the money in Twitter until you withdraw it. Instead of you doing some effort, they give you a payout and you take it back. They'll give you some effort and you'll leave it in the website because of the buying, selling, trading, and investments based on the way he's going to make it, which leaves the money in his pocket, and he can flip it and turn a bigger profit off of it than what you're going to turn off of investing through that process. Not saying that investing in Tesla is wrong. I'm just saying that while you should invest in the Tesla company, when X money comes out, it is a platform designed to give you more reasons to put your money into Twitter X, with less incentives to take your money back out for any reason. Now, since Tesla's currently accepting Dogecoin for merchant purchases on the website, this was introduced in January 2022, but briefly removed during the bear market. Elon Musk has expressed interest in reviving Dogecoin payments for merchandise. As of now, Tesla does not accept Bitcoin for vehicle purchases. However, recent reports suggest that Bitcoin mining has reached a threshold of 50% renewable energy usage, which might prompt Tesla to reconsider its stance. According to a Deloitte survey, 75% of retailers expressed intention to accept crypto payments within the next 2 years. About 36% of small, medium businesses in the US now accept Bitcoin. Some high-end car dealerships, Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Porsche, and the old-fashioned brands like Gucci and what is that? Balenciaga have started accepting cryptocurrency payments. Despite its growth challenges that still remain, less than 60% of small businesses accept digital wallets, compared to 95% supporting card payments, which slows broader adoptions. Additionally, while cryptocurrency owners has increased its usage for everyday payments remains limited, the market vector smart contract leaders index, MVSCLE, over there on NASDAQ, experienced a significant decline of 34% in February 2025. This substantial drop was part of a broader crypto market downturn during the month, which affected various digital asset index that were tracked by market vector. Now, the MVSCLE is designed to track the performance of the largest and most liquid smart contract assets. Woo. I got to tell y'all, that's a lot of information right there. We're only on page 47. Now, despite this sharp decline, the index maintained its composition of 15 components during the February 2025 review, with no additions or deletions made. The downturn has affected trading volumes on popular platforms, and Robinhood reported a 29% drop in crypto trades volume for February, indicating reduced retail investor participation, outpacing declines in equities and options trading. Now, Swiss Stronky, a Swiss blockchain platform for compliant, privacy preserving Web3 applications, launched its public offering on March 3rd of 2025, 3 p.m. Central Eastern Time, and this event marks a significant milestone for the company following its success. Now, private token offering, which raised $11.5 million, offered being conducted on Republic, a popular investment platform. During the pre-offer phase, SWTR tokens were priced at 45 cents a share, with an expected public listing of 60 cents a share, which is a 15 cents a share profit. This public offering represents a significant step for Swiss Stronky, allowing retail crypto users to participate in the ecosystem and further decentralize its structure. The company's focus on regulatory compliance and innovative blockchain solutions positions it at the forefront of the growing RWA tokenization market. I got to tell y'all, that's a lot of information. Now, President Donald Trump hosted the first ever White House Crypto Summit on March 7th of 2025. This was not too long ago because today is March 11th for the next 40 minutes, and then it's going to switch over to March 12th. So this was about 5 days ago when this occurred, marking a significant shift in the U.S. government's approach to cryptocurrency. The event brought together top executives and investors from the cryptocurrency industry, showcasing Trump's embrace of the once controversial sector. Strategic Bitcoin reserves are being generated, where Trump signed an executive order to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve funded by Bitcoin obtained through federal assets and forfeitures. Now, Trump promised to roll back regulations on cryptocurrency, signaling an end to what we called the war on crypto. And the summit included CEOs from major crypto companies such as Coinbase, Kraken, and Robinhood, as well as influential figures like the Winklevoss twins and Michelle Saylor. Trump called on Congress to pass bills on stable coins and a digital asset framework before the August recess. Participants left the meeting feeling empowered and believing that a new era for crypto has begun in Washington. Trump declared his intentions to make the United States the Bitcoin superpower of the globe and crypto capital of the world. Now, I don't know how the heck he planned on doing that. He planning on putting $3 billion into a dome at the same time. But if he can increase I got to watch it happen. He ain't got my vote yet. He got to give me $1 million. Match that. I ain't talking about recession. I'm just talking about invest in me, be my silent partner. Now, the summit represents the dramatic turnaround, actually, not a downturn. It's a dramatic turnaround for the crypto industry, which faced significant regulatory challenges under the previous administration. It also reflects the growing influence of crypto companies in U.S. politics, with some critics raising concerns about potential conflicts of interest. Now, the next expo, we're almost done. I say that, but we're almost done. I think we got 30 pages left. Oh boy. 30 pages, that's like an hour. Oh boy. So we have the next Block Expo scheduled for March 19, 2020, which is about 8 days from now. It's March 19, 2025. It's going to be a 2-day thing, the 19th and 20th in Warsaw, Poland. This is one of the largest, most influential blockchain and Web3 events in Europe. So the event will take place at Multikino Zlot Taras in Warsaw, or Taresi in Warsaw, Poland, from the 19th to the 20th. Over 2,000 attendees are expected, including 200 plus startups, 100 plus speakers, 100 plus investors, and 50 plus influencers. I am not one of them. The speaker lineup includes prominent figures like Miko Masumaru, who is Gumi Cryptos, Ruby Young, which is Animaco Brands, and Gareth Jetkinson, who is Coin Telegraph. Now, Top Box Brands, Y'all looking at, they got a lot of stuff going on here. Top box brands such as Bing X, BitGet, OKX, and MEXC, MEXC are also participating. Discussions will cover topics such as artificial intelligence, regulations, the future of DeFi, which is decentralized fintech, real world assets, and Web3 gaming. So if you're just doing it for the gaming, because I'm ready for GTA 6 to come out. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for GTA 6 to come out. Now, a special AI Summit blockchain will explore the future of finance. The event features a networking 3.0 mobile app that uses AI matchmaking to facilitate connections among attendees. Oh, so you're telling me that they're going to go out and start talking about making money, and then you're going to borrow this app and you're going to hook up with another rich person because, I mean, it just said 3.0 mobile app that uses AI matchmaking to facilitate connections among the attendees. Now, additional activities include a startup pitch arena where individuals that want to start something up can potentially get their idea supported by a investor. They have a Web3 gaming zone where they're probably going to be sampling and playing a lot of games, and a special party themed around the Wolf of Wall Street. So I guess it's going to be a wolf in a suit with a pocket full of cash. Now, the next Block Expo is crucial for the European blockchain and Web3 community, offering a platform for networking, learning about industry trends, and discovering new innovations. It brings together a diverse group of stakeholders from startups to established companies to discuss the future of blockchain and Web3 technologies. The Real World Crypto Symposium in 2025, RWC 2025, is scheduled to take place from March 26th to the 28th of 2025, starting 6 days after the previous expo ends. So that gives you plenty of time to fly from one to the next. This is going to take place in Sofia, Bulgaria. This event is organized by the International Association for Cryptologic Research, which is the ticker of IACR, and aims to bridge the gap between cryptography research and developers implementing cryptographic solutions in real-world systems. The symposium will be held at a venue in Sofia, Bulgaria, from the 26th to the 28th, and the event will feature both invited talks and contributed talks, and invited talks are chosen for their relevance and impact, often covering broader topics such as legal or societal aspects of cryptography. Contributed talks are selected based on their real-world relevance and speaker quality. Attendees will have the chance to connect with global experts in applied cryptography, fostering collaborations between academic and industry. The registrations is open, with fees varying for regular attendees and students. Late registration incurs a surcharge. So the symposium is occupied by other events, such as the Open Source Cryptograph Workshop, OSCW 2025, that is going to also be on March 25th, which is, I do believe, the day before the rest of the symposium happens, which focuses on open source cryptographic libraries and projects. ROC's 2025 plays a crucial role in advancing the practical applications of cryptography by facilitating dialogue between researchers and practitioners. It proves a platform for discussing the role of cryptograph in securing real world systems like the internet, cloud environments, and embedded devices. And I'm going to be honest with you, I actually want to do a whole show talking about embedded devices because we have not really wrapped our minds around having a cell phone in the palm of your hand, having that neural link in your skull, stuff to that effect. Really want to talk about the pluses as well as the minuses, but definitely want to talk about the minuses that revolve around the embedded tech. This event is essential for anyone interested in the intersection of cryptograph and real world applications, offering insight into the latest developments and challenges in that field. The event attracted over 3,000 attendees and featured more than 50 exhibitors across a 5,000 square meter expo space. Over 100 leading experts participated, including top executives from major crypto companies like Binance, Kraken, and OKX, with KuCoin, eToro, and BitGet following suit. The program covered topics such as blockchain innovation, DeFi integration, NFT opportunities, regulatory frameworks, and digital asset security. So the event provided extensive networking opportunities through formal and informal interactions, including coffee breaks, business meetings, lunches, evening cocktails, and exclusive VIP spaces. Now, I'm just trying to get y'all to look at the fact that these billionaires are sitting there sipping on coffee, getting paid to eat because that's a business write-off, and they're going to have a cocktail. So they're gonna the evening. So they drink their coffee in the morning, light breakfast, focus on money, moderate lunch, start drinking after 5 o'clock, and have an exclusive VIP space to do it all. I keep telling y'all costs of doing business. And we're talking about trying to make money while we're eating. That's a business lunch. We need to start paying attention to that. The CEE Awards Gala was a highlight recognizing outstanding achievements in the crypto industry, and the event was hosted at Radisson Blue Hotel with 250 rooms reserved exclusively for attendees. Tickets were available in 3 tiers: standard, premium, and VIP, offering varying levels of access to seminars, project presentations, and the expo area, parties, and VIP lounges. The Crypto Expo in Europe 2025 serves as a premier platform for knowledge exchange, business networking, and discovering the latest trends in the Web3 space. It brought together a diverse group of stakeholders, including entrepreneurs, investors, analysts, DeFi specialists, blockchain developers, government officials, and major investors. The events focus on both technical and business aspects of crypto projects, made it an ideal environment for collaborations and innovations in Eastern Europe's growing blockchain and fintech sectors. The benefits of cryptocurrency are undeniable, and it's time to start taking it seriously as an investment option. One significant moment that comes to mind is when Tesla announced it would be accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment not too long ago. They stopped doing it for a while, but they should be getting back to it real soon. This move sent shockwaves through the market, and it marked a major milestone in the adoption of cryptocurrency. It showed the world that even the biggest corporations are taking notice of this new asset class. The impact of this moment cannot be overstated. It's a validation of the hard work and dedication of those who have been pushing the boundaries of what's possible with cryptocurrencies. It's a sign that the tide is turning and the cryptocurrency is slowly but surely becoming mainstream. We've been seeing the price of Bitcoin surging in response, and it's clearly that this is just the beginning. Another moment that stands out is the incredible rise of DeFi or decentralized financing, and this movement has seen the emergence of new financial instruments and products that are built on the blockchain. It's a game changer for the entire financial system, and it's an area that's fraught with opportunity. Looking back on the past year, it's clear cryptocurrency has come a long way. The market has grown, the technology has improved, and the adoption has increased. It's clear that this is not just a flash in the pan. Cryptocurrency is definitely here to stay. Woo! Lord, y'all. So, what does the future hold for cryptocurrency? In my opinion, it's clear that this new investment standard is not going anywhere anytime soon. And these events reflect the ongoing developments in the crypto industry, including market fluctuations, regulatory discussions, and efforts to bring together industry leaders and innovators. Despite the market downturn in February, the industry continues to host significant events and conferences, indicating ongoing interest and development in the crypto space. As more and more people become aware of its benefits, we'll see adoptions rates continue to rise. We'll see the new technologies emerge and new cases arise as well. And most importantly, we'll see a seismic shift in the way we think about money and investing. Now, if you're still with me from the beginning, I greatly appreciate you. Special shout out to Red Void, Omni81, Z, Usman, Satellite. I appreciate you guys. Max for hanging out with me and entertaining me with the long drawn out quantity of information related to the big booms that we're having in crypto right now with the changes in revenue and investments. I want to hear from you. What do you guys think about cryptocurrency as a new investment standard, as a bona fide form of currency? I want you guys to share your thoughts on that in the comment section below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more content and investment on cryptocurrencies and other types of investments that we have. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe and follow us for the upcoming shows where we'll be diving deeper into investment strategies for the brave new world of crypto, because we're going to be looking into an even larger quantity of investment opportunities tomorrow, because tomorrow, Wednesday, we're going to be talking about what we're doing in Egypt with buying and selling real estate, investing into other opportunities in Egypt, the standard of living in Egypt, because I mean, the only time people really talk about Egypt is when we're quoting the Bible, but Egypt has highly advanced its development beyond the regular knowledge of those individuals that's never been to the country. So I strongly recommend that you guys swing back by and see what you can learn, because you didn't know that you didn't know until you realized that you didn't know. Somebody had to tell you, and then you realize, ooh, I didn't know that. So it's always good. Note, Z's got a couple questions up there we're going to be looking into. We're going to be looking into precious metals. And what was the other thing that he was going to be telling me about? He asked me to look into precious metals and, companies, brokerage companies for stocks and bonds. So we're going to be looking at brokerage companies that invest your investments in other stocks and bonds and other such. I'm going to determine whether or not I'm going to make that a twofer, or if I'm going to do two separate shows. It really depends on how much information is there and how much time I have to put it together. So stay tuned for that. I want to make sure that you guys know that we got a lot more stuff ahead, because we are live 7 nights a week. We have the capabilities to kick this thing off at around 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. We run it right around we run it right around an hour, 2 hours, something to that effect, at least an hour. Usually we try to average closer to 2 hours, depending on how much information and interaction we have. And then, like I say, since we are 7 nights a week, we have our social improvements and everything to that effect. It's going to be happening Thursday through Saturday. And Sundays, our members only show that's open to the public right now, where we have questions and comments from the fans. So there's always something different every day of the week. Some conversations are more involved and more interaction than others are more informative and like National Geographic style. But there's so much information out there that if you guys start paying attention to it, you guys can start taking action on it. And that's when you can start making yourself more successful. So since that's all I have for you guys, I got to go ahead and wrap things up and let you go. I noticed that we did really good today with our 1080p high definition. So hopefully the quality is better than what it was yesterday. We'll see if the tower holds, because if it doesn't, the internet's going back down again, and we'll just have to figure it out from there. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to stay tight, hang around, because we have, I think 3 or 4 days from now, we should be wrapping it up with quarter one from alanito.music debut of Higher Ground. That is the podcast theme music. We got 2 different versions of it, one at the intro, one at the outro. Everybody that's listened to it so far has told me something positive about it. I love the song. I listen to it every day. I got no choice because it's in my ears when the show starts up. We have non-negotiables in there. We also have Elevation Protocols in there is the other song that we have. You can see the links to that in the description, where you'll be able to check it out if you're looking at us on YouTube. If you're not looking at us on YouTube, if you're watching us on Twitch or Twitter, then you would have to come to YouTube to see it in the description. So if you're on Twitch or Twitter, follow us on Twitch and Twitter, then double back over and follow us on YouTube so that you can see all the stuff that's not on Twitch and Twitter, because I don't want you guys to miss out. Also, anybody that's joining membership, anything detailed that's not displayed to the fans on the main live show is put into the membership. So if I talked about it and I told you I got you some more details about it, the rest of the details are in the membership. So always take a gander. Once you've grabbed the membership, also grab you guys some merch. That way you guys can rep the show. I'm probably going to have to grab me some merch as well. I just got to finish getting my first installment from my massive investment in February, and we'll be able to see what we got going on after that. With that being said, I really appreciate you guys coming to the show. Special shout out to those of you that's watching me on Twitch. Special shout out to the rest of you that's watching me on Twitter. I really appreciate you guys that are staying loyal to me on YouTube as well. We have not gotten TikTok into the mix for 2 reasons, but one of them is that we're not sure if they're going to still be here in the next 30 days. So once we get that, rest assured that it got bought by Elon Musk, then I'll have to start figuring out how I'm going to factor in TikTok. But until that happens, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing the way we're doing what we're doing. So that's all I have for you guys for tonight. Ladies, like I always say, as long as the situation doesn't make sense, I'm gonna keep asking you ladies to make it make sense. So ladies, please make it make sense. Fellas, we're about 75%. I really appreciate you guys coming through, showing us love. Keep doing it. You're going to learn something, become a higher value man in no time. We're going to be working on that 20-year plan, that 10-year plan, that make yourself $1 million in 5-year plan. And we're going to start doing it big. So keep in touch. See me every night of the week, or as often as you possible, at least once a week, a few times a week. Thank you guys for coming to This and That. I'm your host, Xander, where we talk about this, that, and everything in between. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Central Standard.
Higher ground. Used to chase validation, now I validate company-wide. Surround yourself with eagles, not with sheep in disguise. Every interaction is a reflection of my brand. Quality over quantity, that's my personal command. I'm not landing on higher ground where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds, raising the bar, breaking ground. I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision, cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield to mediocrity and chaos. I will never I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision, cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield to mediocrity and chaos. I will never yield.